You see, Nana Akufo-Addo through Godfred, they wanted to give all the powers, the three arms of government, they wanted to indirectly take all the power and give to Madam Torkornoo, because she was going to be a chief justice for a long time. And what they were planning on doing, and they say every single thing they will push to the Supreme Court, and they were trying to open the wings of the Supreme Court to be super powerful than the judiciary, than the legislature, and also the executive. So they were going to hide under the judiciary, the Supreme Court, to do damage. This is the Attorney General and the NPP, Godfred, his opinion in supporting Madam Torkornoo's decision to bring 5 more judges to add to Akufo-Addo's 14 judges. He has already, at the end of the day, moved to the Supreme Court. These are his reasons, but it's not done. And this time, I say, after your marking, Ohu NPP for so much Jimmy, sad demonstration way, ordinary sponsor, because it goes in favor of his girlfriend Torkornoo. The Chocho Mucho, the Bushieni, the night crawlers. That is why he's using the NPP to do his damage. Now, Hadier, let me go forward and show you something. Make sure the reason why in here. NPP for catch us demonstration. Nobody should even entertain the NPP in this conversation about the judiciary. Hadier, when you go into Godfred, who was the Attorney General, in his statement, my mention part B, you will be shocked. Now, on pathway, page 16. Mami and Lajin and Namen one kind. Na Ghana for who say this is not personal. It is about the facts. Now, Hadier. Already page 16. Conclusion. Page 16. Oko top conclusion. And I was wrong. Now, my own reading and point 2. This is what it says. Where Godfred Damiano asem. Given the breadth of the multiplicity of jurisdictions of the Supreme Court and the influx of cases at the Supreme Court, the request for the increase in the number of justices serving on the Supreme Court from the conventional 15, that is, in addition to the Chief Justice, to 20 is not only constitutional, but would ensure speedy and effective justice, minimize delays and unnecessary expenses, and conduce to the general efficient administration of the Supreme Court. Enti sawutie de okana or say bringing people to the Supreme Court now, it is not unconstitutional. In fact, it is constitutional. Ewombrem entiamra. Godfred, he stated the article, he stated the clause, and he defended Madam Torkornoo's action that we needed more judges in the Supreme Court. Denton and the NPP for say John Mahama bringing more judges to the Supreme Court, which is in line with the opinion, the supporting opinion of the Attorney General to Madam Torkornoo's proposal. Why is it today something that is telling us to say John Mahama wants to go for a third term? Actually, with Jimmy. Page 16. The performance of the functions of the Supreme Court would, in accordance with the Constitution, require differently constituted panels of the Supreme Court sitting at the same time. Understandably, the permutations in the constitution of the panels almost simultaneously could be daunting for effective and efficient work in the face of limited number of justices at the Supreme Court, as the court is incessantly inundated with cases. It did not go for damage training and say, Adia, Madam Torkornoo yeno, ne kwano no. Or yes, say obebua, say cases a good Supreme Court is for, so a ebu for mosono, send ye beya, omube to me, enya more judges, atna cases, so abua Ghana. The reason why I support Madam Torkornoo say, ono krampo who say, and you say, over 20 judges in the Supreme Court. Embrabia ni wa itia. It is constitutional for the president to accept the proposal from Torkornoo in 2024, but it is unconstitutional for the president to bring 7 judges to the Supreme Court that needs more judges to sit on pending cases. How can you follow such a political party? How can you sit there and tell me, say, I should engage you, I should sit here and consider you speaking for the NPP as intelligent? Now, the final part of the document, the final part. NPP for Niminyansan. And I say this with all the conviction. The people are diabolic. Ghana for say Jimmy. They are not supposed to come to power close for over 42 years. More the reason to make us ask them Shadia, the final document, any last page. This is what they wrote. Mami enlarge na me no kan. Sana baya odwan bi mbeka se Kevin Taylor akofa krata bi kan yenim baby e free. We Godfred Yebo Adame on a signing document way. Point 7. This is the final part of his 19-page document. Ultimately, a constitutional amendment circumscribing the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of Ghana in the long term is necessary and stated above. Ultimately, a constitutional amendment circumscribing the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of Ghana in the long term is necessary as noted above. So they were even looking at how to make the Supreme Court overpowerful than how it is. You see, Nana Akufo-Addo through Godfred, they wanted to give all the powers, the three arms of government, they wanted to indirectly take all the power and give to Madam Torkornoo because she was going to be a Chief Justice for a long time. And what they were planning on doing, and they say, every single thing they will push to the Supreme Court. And they were trying to open the wings of the Supreme Court to be super powerful than the judiciary, than the legislature, and also the executive. So they were going to hide under the judiciary, the Supreme Court, to do damage. So it was a process, it was a plan, it was something they were building. Now we'll read point 8, which is the final point. Also, therefore, unlike in Canada, TNA, therefore, unlike in Canada, the United Kingdom, Kenya, and South Africa, where the number of justices of the Supreme Court is capped, the highest number of justices of the Supreme Court of Ghana is not capped in the Constitution or in the Courts Act. Or see, Uko Canada, Uko South Africa, Uko Kenya, Omudom Constitution, your state will say, and this say judges be over some number into your capital. Say a 5 or 5, say 8 or 8, say a 9 or 9. Or say Ghana de me go for dame, mina me attorney general, mina me imbranim for opinion. Unlike us, yenya constitutional and ma cap was Supreme Court. So you bet me for as much as we want. Godfred was trying to tell us, say, that the Supreme Court Chief Justice and the President, they can connive and put even 30 people in the Supreme Court because the Constitution does not go against it. Now we read the final part of it. Osteti, the part of the Constitution that gives them the right to add more judges to the Supreme Court when Akufo-Addo and Torkornoo were in power. It is anka NPP we need 2024 elections. Anka Mahmoud Bawumia be move court na 30. It is only God that saved you people. Anka Godfred NPP we need 2024 elections. Godfred ye Attorney General. Anka Madam Torkornoo ye Chief Justice. They would have moved the number of judges at the Supreme Court to 30. Now we read the final part of the final page. Or say, therefore, unlike in Canada, the United Kingdom, Kenya, and South Africa, where the number of justices of the Supreme Court is capped, the highest number of justices of the Supreme Court of Ghana is not capped in the Constitution or in the Court Act 1993 Act 459. This gives discretion to the appointing authority to increase the appointment of justices to the Supreme Court subject to the demand of the needs of the justice. T.A. or C. This gives discretion to the appointing authority. Who is the appointing authority? The President and the Chief Justice. In fact, technically, the President. Or see, into your constitution, it gives power to the appointing authority. Time ago, Godfred was on Wakacha said, who read the constitution now? The constitution, the act, literally say, President who or to me, the appointing authority, the Chief Justice and the President, they can put how many judges they want in the Supreme Court. This was under NPP. It is like about we need elections now. And Godfred will lead that that war. They were going to appoint about 30 judges, all NPP affiliated judges, to the Supreme Court, and your country will be gone. They will rule democratically, but beneath it, it will be autocratic. That is why today they are barking like dogs. These are diabolic, dangerous people. And they are really showing Godfred opinion in support of Madam Torkornoo's proposal, say for 5 judges in the Supreme Court right before election 2024. So why is the NPP today telling us to say 7 judges na omope a Torkornoo entumi anya and the Mahama de abano ade na omoka se Mahama petete nti na oye na me kire wade bi. Yeah, let me show you something. You see afenyo marking 2024 kwasi campaign and the original platform so kwa demonstration I'm a girlfriend in 2024 in parliament timer assembly ba say President Ekufuado May, June, July, or person the 5 judges echo Supreme Court, no. After your mark in Parliament, dear no kanye. This guy is crazy. Oh, who NPP for so much Jimmy. This is after your marking. The date in a publication is 8th of May to 8th of July 2024. NDC claimed that the Supreme Court is being packed is unattainable. Or say, NDC for raise objection to Ekufuado and Torkornoo bringing 5 judges to the Supreme Court. Or say, sa issue no more reason they should allow the president and Torkornoo to move the 5 people to the Supreme Court. These are his words. Let me read it to you. Kwasiatu. I know you say Jimmy. There is Afenyo Markin, and I quote. Kwasia, you say Jimmy. I say, and I quote Afenyo Markin. Muntieno also quite a demonstration. The triho kaka. Monka has seen the triho kaka. This is Afenyo Markin the Numa Sem in Parliament. Kasongo is a liar. This is because, and I quote, this is because the minimum number of Supreme Court judges as set out in the 1992 Constitution is evidence of the fact that the framers of the Constitution, in their wisdom, had anticipated that there will be a future need to increase the number of judges in our Supreme Court. This is the reason why they settled on a minimum number and not a maximum number as provided for in the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. End of quote. Kasongo na nitirihu kurukuri nitirihu kasongo no Afenyo Markin asemo bi na no parliament e kan no kwasia. Today you are leading a demonstration. Why are you leading a demonstration? Mahama Ayede I nominated 7 judges. Adanya o girlfriend ya suspended no. Anam you say Jimmy. Asemo kan try PZ for muti ase. Afenyo Markin say or say constitution no Ghana Constitution where 2024 time anon pese omude 5 judges ediba Supreme Court akwana kaka ye ditiri hono Afenyo Markin na kaka gu ditiri hono oka kire Ghana for parliament say na say constitution no actually pefe omom chichiri constitution ka kire say constitution e dawe ye ni number ye betuma fa kopim say ye bejai omo ma den omo ma ye number ye betuma fa. That means nana do dan kwaku for Torkornoo omo betuma fa 30 intade na NDC for complaining kasongo kaka Afenyo Markin na kaka gu ditiri hono ogira parliament in 2024 to tell us the constitution is say your Supreme Court judges ye betuma for 100 ade na NDC for kasa and kasongo jimi ka kire say John Dramani Mahama the nipa 7 akọ Supreme Court into John Mahama per term we onya bodam no obo. Oh, you're young Ghanaian. You have a problem with me because I am explaining this to you.